good strategy, even though we don't typically see Ringo bans.
I think that would be a smart idea. You know, try to ban him out or at least go for a composition where you can put pressure on him. I think he's definitely the mainstay of this WEV team and leads them from the lane. Infamous is going to have first ban, first pick. Going to go with that Koshka. Koshka, the most banned hero in all of the VIPL Season 2, and we see it banned once again.
Yeah, it has been played also by Mango in their first game against Universal Civils. So the other ban will be Arden, and that will prompt a Sky first pick.
Well, this is what we were talking about. They're not going to ban or pick Sky, but they're going to give it away, and we do see Ringo and Celeste picked up on the side of WV. So Lee's getting that Ringo.
Yeah, I think that's where you go. Definitely, if you are WV looking at this game, you want to provide as much early pressure as possible to take advantage of the Liege versus Cassandra matchup. Will be Glaive and Catherine locked in, and a quick lock-in of Adagio on the other side. So very rapid-fire pick-and-ban process here in our last game of the day.
Glaive's a really nice pick, actually. Going up against Ringo and Celeste, both of these two heroes don't have the best mobility. Ringo's got a bit more. Celeste does have to rely on her allies as well as her one stun, the core collapse, which is not targeted. So if you can get into the back lines as Glaive and get a really nice blood song off, you're doing a ton of damage to that weak, squishy back line. It can be very successful.
It can. Well, we're going to get into our last game right now, guys. Group C, last game of groups here at the VIPL. There we have it, WEV hailing from Korea versus Southeast Asia's Infamous in the very last game of the group stages of the VIPL Season 2. We see Liege getting his Ringo, and Mango showing something new. We've seen the Koshka in the sky, haven't seen the Jungle Celeste from him.
Yeah, very, very excited to see this come out. He's played two Crystal Power heroes in the jungle, Koshka and Sky, as you mentioned, but Celeste, you know, another very strong one. We've seen it so many times, especially out of Wands from Hunters in Season 1 when he was jungling in that season. So I think it's a pretty decent pickup here. I feel like WEV did slightly win the ban pick phase. As long as they can get enough protection for both Ringo and Celeste against this composition, they should be okay. It was kind of funny that they went straight for both Ringo and Celeste without even going for any of the... they did not go for the Rome pick because Arden was banned out, and the obvious next choice is going to be Catherine. So they kind of forgave that. They gave it over to Infamous and instead decided to allow Liege to pick up that Ringo, but the Celeste pick is going to be very interesting. I would assume that this has to be something that Mango is very practiced on as well for them to go for this pick.
Well, there's also the fact that, you know, the Adagio Ringo synergy is quite good, and this is what we were talking about. Cassandra has to get out right now of the lane. Playing that melee laner can be very challenging with that Achilles shot coming in and slowing you down, but has to use that afterburn to get back under the turret. But there is that synergy between Adagio and Ringo, of course, really empowering those auto attacks, and they do have a tendency to play around Liege. So if you ban out the... Oh, Mamia coming in just for a little bit of a forward barrage. We'll go ahead and dodge out of that. But if you ban the Arden, oh, Cassandra, another afterburn out.
But go ahead with what you were talking about.
Yeah, if you ban the Arden out, then you get a nice roam to buff up Ringo while you still have Peel with the ultimate.
Yeah. Well, look at this. Lee's getting really far forward. We actually missed a graphic. I was talking way too much, rambling on, but talking about Liege and his dominating performances on Ringo so far, a Ringo master and bully, as you have called him in the lane. So it was no surprise that they did go for that pick first. The one thing that I was surprised was that maybe Infamous didn't first pick Ringo. I guess they just valued that first pick Sky a lot more because we've been seeing that a ton from these teams. Sky definitely known as one of the strongest, if not the strongest laner in the game currently on this patch.
Yeah. And you see how much pressure Leash has put out, just getting everyone, forcing the entire team of Infamous into the lane right there to try and push it back. Playing a little bit more conservatively right now. Puhet really just giving him a lot of babysitting here.
That's a nice idea. I mean, Celeste doesn't really need the help of Adagio to clear out that jungle, and as long as they're not getting aggressive into the enemy jungle, Adagio really doesn't need to be there. So I think it's better suited for him to just sit here, get that Iron Guard contract gold, and make sure that Liege does not die. Support your main carry.
Well, I mean, now we see Mamma Mia in the lane, though, and this is a big switch. I mean, Cassandra started with a Book of Eulogies, and they've actually, just due to Cassandra getting chunked out early on, had to entirely switch who was jungling and who was going to be in the lane, putting Skye there instead. So a bit of an awkward situation for Infamous. They haven't been able to handle this particularly well. They've already fallen behind by about 50% of the farm on Cassandra compared to Liege. So pretty early deficit here, and POA's going to come in, but he's just going to dodge out of the way. Does have that Agent of Wrath on him, and he's going to walk into a forward barrage a little bit, take some damage.
Celeste coming in here. If she could land a core collapse, they might be able to take out Mamma Mia, but it looks like Lee's just going to go back and immediately picking up heavy steel, 6 sins, going straight for that Sorrow Blade.
Yeah, actually, I mean, he's got such an advantage when it comes to farm already that does make sense for him to go for that. It has been closed a little bit now that the swap has happened, and Cassandra's able to pick up more of that farm in the jungle, while simultaneously Mamma Mia having a much easier time farming against this Ringo.
Looking for a gank here on the Ringo. This is really what they wanted out of this composition with both Glaive and the Catherine here, but they really have not been able to find all that much pressure. I suppose by giving up the Ringo, they were like, okay, let's go for this aggressive composition like I was talking about during the ban pick phase, but it's not really going their way so far.
No, it's not, but it has at least caused WEV to back off. They haven't been able to play as aggressively, but here we go. Mamma Mia going to take an Achilles shot. Puhet comes in. There's the core collapse. Mamma Mia will fall. Celeste picks up the kill in the end, so Mango gets the first kill of the game, and now they're really gunning for this turret.
Oh boy, Solar Storm coming out there just trying to chunk down POA, but they're not going to get the kill. They will instead just buy themselves a lot of room to go for this gold mine.
Yeah, so just using it right there to make sure that POA wasn't going to be able to contest. Cassandra's coming in, but they see him, and he's going to come in with an afterburn. Not going to actually get much of anything, and they will be pursued. But Mamma Mia back up and rejoining the team means they don't want to chase it too far.
Yeah, nice bit of rotation after the pressure there from WEV, going to get a slight advantage. They are missing a big wave here on the turret, and this is going to allow Mamma Mia to chunk down the turret quite a bit. So they do lose this in turn. Still up about 1k gold, so still going to be in their favor.
Yeah, also Sorrow Blade now complete onto Liege. The first big item for him, but Mamma Mia has that Frostburn at the same time. So they have been able to match. It's been a nice recovery for Infamous after that little bit of a problem in the early game, but they are going to get a stun on Liege now. Sandra's there on the side, actually going to get hit by the Achilles shot. Does have to bounce over the wall. The afterburn. He's picking up farm where he can, though, and they've kind of normalized things in terms of CS.
Yeah, so far Glaive just going throughout the jungle, being picked here and there. We haven't really seen his aggressive possibilities show itself in this game, and I'm kind of disappointed. I hope we get to see a bit more of that a little bit later on. This has been a somewhat passive game overall, only 1 kill.
POA just going to walk right into that brush. Lee's going to get stunned, however. There's a big ult coming in from Skye, and the Solar Storm will be the response. Puhet getting pretty low, but they don't have the HP to follow up. POA nearly dies, but really good Skye ult, and this is why you don't give Mamma Mia this Skye pick. I mean, his last game, 11-2-2. He certainly has done a lot of work on this particular hero.
Yeah, the one thing about Skye is, well, let's take a look at the replay first. Really nice bait out of POA, took so much damage, almost dies, but then there's this Skye ult that you were talking about. Perfect zone, gets the stun onto Lees, takes him out, and POA also does not go down. But the one thing about Skye that we've talked about a lot is that she's so strong. Definitely one of the best, if not the best laner in the game right now, but it's so hard to play her. She is such a high skill cap hero, and only the best at Sky are going to make her as effective as possible. So we've seen that out of Mamma Mia. We've seen it out of guys like Araki Zoro before as well. And it really is a treat to watch a good Sky player play, because it's just so hard to do what she's doing. If you guys have ever played her, I'm sure you know.
I mean, just in terms of the basics of Sky, too, because you have to weave in your auto attack so you get the target lock before you can actually effectively use her ultimate or even use the Suri Strike at all. So making sure that you time the forward barrage and the Suri Strike in between autos so you can change your target lock is challenging.
Yeah, and the target lock also gives you a burst of speed, so you can use that to escape or to chase. You can also reset the forward barrage cooldown by a bit by using that Suri Strike, so you gotta interchangeably use those abilities. It's a very complex and fun hero for sure.
I've been playing her, but I'm terrible.
Yeah. I don't know. Even though she's really hard to play, I still have fun with her. When I first played her, I actually did not like her just because of how hard she was. But once you get used to the way that she plays out, it's a lot of fun.
All right, well, Gold Miner here. Approaching full, minion candy already down. WEV trying to protect this objective in the middle of the map, but no threat yet. They certainly have the scout trap advantage. POA has just been lurking in these brushes for a very long time, trying to get some scout traps down. They really don't want these ganks to happen. Flare in the brush. 2 scout traps on the side, so they're just trying to farm up right now, see how much they can get safely before playing for this late game. Genesis.
It's kind of funny the way that Mamma Mia farms, though. You know, the one thing I guess if I could criticize is like you can clear one of these waves almost instantaneously with the Suri Strike. You just attack once and you Suri Strike. He already has it overdrived. He doesn't even have. He has level 2 forward barrage. So I'm not sure why he's using the forward barrage. Maybe it's slightly less energy to use it. I'm not exactly sure.
Also shorter cooldown, so.
Yeah, I suppose we want to keep that Suri Strike up to escape possibly, or maybe for a fight that's coming in, but I feel like it's much more valuable to clear the wave instantaneously and then just be around on the map with your teammates to try to go for picks or just to be ready for the team fight. Either way, still being pretty passive in the lane.
I tend to agree with you. In case, Infamous hanging back right now. They are at a deficit, but not overwhelmingly such, especially considering they should be pretty powerful in the late game. They do have 2 different damage types to itemize against with the Ringo Celeste. Same thing with WEV. However, they're the ones who have control over the Gold Miner, and they are just slowly increasing their gold lead. Haven't gotten much damage down onto this turret yet, though. Starting to pick away at it now. There's a silence, actually. Okay. They're going to push him off the tower.
A bit of fireworks, I suppose, and there you go. But yeah, as you said, just pushing them off the tower, I suppose, is going to buy them a little bit of extra time. And the cooldown on the death from above from Sky is very low, so.
Yeah, as of this patch, 111, yeah. So they're going to start to go in again. Mamma Mia going to jump right in, and there's a core collapse. Solar Storm not going to do terribly much. There's an ultimate from Ringo, too, the Hellfire Brew. Let's put down a little bit more damage, but I think that's probably going to be the end of this siege as they move back down towards their own jungle. Couldn't quite land the combo they wanted. Cassandra, a bit of trouble, but will just afterburn right out.
Yeah, kind of funny that Cassandra was not anywhere near that fight when it did go down. So instead, he decided to try to invade the jungle, but he ran over a scout trap, so decided against it. And they also saw the immediate rotation out of Team WEV, so he just had to back off there. Cassandra's been, as I said before, just very, very passive in this game. I mean, he had 1 decent fight. Let's take a look at some of the damage that came out in this replay now.
Yeah, you see the core collapse not quite landing, and then some damage onto POA, but he sort of splits the upright. That lead star that does most of the damage doesn't find a target.
Yeah, also nice reflex block there on the core collapse just to stay alive. I think if he got hit by that, he would have been dead, but nicely done. But yeah, it does seem like Cassandra's just sitting back and farming a huge amount for the late game instead of engaging the enemy team here, really.
And Liege also going for a very late game focused Ringo build. Sorrow Blade into Breaking Point So decided to not go for the tension bow that Cassandra picked up, and instead just maximize his power. It takes a longer to get this build rolling, but once it does, it is a lot more powerful.
Well, with how passive this game is going, and with how well he's farming as well, he's doing Druid numbers right now, 146 at 30 minutes, or 13 minutes rather. So he is going to be a gigantic force that they are going to have to deal with here towards the late game. Now picking up an Aegis as well as a weapon infusion. This guy has got like unlimited gold at this point.
Yeah, he definitely is doing well when it comes to the farm. Yeah, no one making moves. This game, 2 kills in 13 minutes. Very low aggression from both of the teams. But now we see Puit, he's going to go forward. Mamamia pops a crystal infusion as he sees the assault, but no crowd control, so it gets away pretty easily. Continues clearing these waves.
Yeah, Mango coming back here. Goldmine is about to complete here for WEV again.
Oh, nice stun on Puit into the wall. Cassandra gets that afterburn, and there's just a rain of missiles coming through from Mamamia. Easy kill as they get him right next to the wall and hit with the CC. Infamous wants to go for this, but they're kind of low, and the carries are still there. POA going to get the stun onto Liege. There's going to be knocked back towards the gold miner, and Liege trying to step away from the forward barrage, but it's not going to be enough. Death from above triggered again. Mamamia coming through. Look at the damage. Mamamia makes it work. They get a 295 gold payout. They came in just under the wire to take that gold miner before it went over to WEV. WEV almost bought themselves the necessary time.
Yeah, this is the problem actually with WEV's composition. If Adagio goes down, there is no protection for both the Ringo and the Celeste. Yeah, they do a ton of damage, but if it's 3-on-2 especially, they're only, you know, they tried to hold on to that gold mine, but it's going to be very, very hard for them in any of these fights. And I don't think we're going to get a replay of that fight. I thought we were, but the Sky mechanics in that fight were amazing, man. He killed one person, and then he locked on. We'll hold that thought.
Yeah, POA coming in. They find Liege again. There's the death from above. Liege does get the reflex block off thanks to Puit's Crucible. Puit just going to airball his ultimate, though, not going to hit anyone. So very favorable trade there for Infamous, and they're starting to claw their way back into this game.
Yeah, but back to what I was saying before I was interrupted by that fight. He locked, okay, it's going to be a replay here where they catch out the Adagio. Of course, very nicely done by Cassandra. And then coming in here, they get Liege out eventually. He does a nice job weaving in and out, but then look at this, Mamamia locks onto the gold mine, and even though we don't get to see it, locks onto the gold mine immediately, and then Suri strikes right away to get closer to Mango and almost take him out.
So the assault continues for WEV. This has been a pesky first turret for them. They are finally going to get it, but there we go. Silence coming through. They get the turret, but they take a lot of damage from the turret and from Cassandra. And here we go. POA going to engage this. There's the death from above. They're going to get one as Puit will fall, but that's it. So they get a turret, trade a kill for it. WEV coming out with the net gain as they all in and take advantage of the back timing.
They get that kill, but they may be losing this Kraken here. A lot of damage is going down onto Mamamia, but there's a Fountain of Renewal up on Cassandra that I'm sure he'll use soon here.
Yeah, they're going to try and go after it right now. They are very low, but there's a huge, they just walk into Solar Storm, and Mamamia gets exploded. POA, the next target, can't merciless pursuit out of harm's way. And this Kraken's going to go over to WEV now. Bit of an overcommitment there.
Yeah, big mistake. I mean, they had so much control over that Kraken, they could have fought on their terms, but instead they decided to fight right into Mango's hands. Fountain of Renewal, by the way, also not used before that fight, so they were very, very low, which allowed them to be bursted down. And this is going to allow WEV to continue their chokehold on this game and get a very nice push going with this Kraken.
Now, this is what WEV needed to close. They had started to lose their grip just a little bit, and that was a nice attempt there from Infamous, but they were just too low, and fighting while the Solar Storm is off cooldown and walking into that choke point made a very easy ultimate play for Mango.
Yeah, for sure, and let's see what they can do here with this Kraken push. Liege is unbelievably farmed at this point.
All right, they're going to try and kite this one out. Cassandra already unleashed in the backline. There's the death from above, just not going to hit, but they're still all over Puit right now, and there's just not enough damage. The kiting isn't working. Mango has to come through, but he's not going to get the good Solar Storm off, and they're going to get an ace in the end. They have to take care of the Kraken, which is wailing on their turret, but it'll be easily done now.
Yeah, especially with Sky. You can burst this down so fast. And, yeah, another disappointing fight here from WEV. Liege taking way, way too much damage. This is what I was saying before. He doesn't really have all that protection. If POA or Cassandra can get anywhere near him, he's going to take a lot of damage, especially from this glaive that's now very farmed up, picking up a breaking point as well. So he can even begin to chunk down Liege a bit here.
Yeah, definitely doing work. And we talked about Cassandra, who hasn't had the best performances coming into tonight. He was 0-4-0, then 2-6-6. Well, he's definitely showing up. A little bit of rough time in the lane, but he's made up for it with plays like that.
Yeah, just doing a fantastic job here. If you notice, Liege does not have any armor built. He has an Aegis here. So he's mainly just focusing on that shield to deal with the damage out of Sky. And Sky also got like about half of her forward barrage onto Liege there as well, so it was just a really nicely lined up fight there for Infamous onto Liege.
Yeah, Liege finally getting some light armor. He knows that the glaive is a massive problem for him right now, and he's got no way to get around it. Puit is just not providing enough peel right now on this Adagio. You have to zone people out with your ultimate, or you're not going to have a particularly good time. But credit to Infamous, they've identified that they really want to buff up this Ringo with the Adagio. Ringo is the one with all the damage items right now. Mango only has 2 damage items, the Broken Myth and the Eve of Harvest. So if they can take care of Ringo, they can take this game.
Oh, that's really the name of the game, take out Liege.
2 Atlas Pauldrons, too.
Yep.
Does make it quite hard to keep that attack speed up.
Yeah, Coda plates even on Mamma Mia. Maybe we'll see a 3rd Atlas Pauldron. I don't think we will, but that would be kind of funny. Either way, they're definitely focused on denying Liege that much damage and also taking him out, of course. So grouping up here in the bush, it looks like Infamous is just going to go back. And I was going to say before this game even started, I didn't get a chance, but don't count Infamous out. We were really hyping up WEV. You know, they have a lot of hype behind them, like this Dark Horse team, supported by Invincible Armada as well. But Infamous is a very experienced team. They've won a bunch of tournaments around the C area as well, and they're the best team to come out of there. So definitely don't count these guys out. They definitely have a big chance to take this game down.
Well, they're showing it, and Mamma Mia is showing too that he really is a big talent here in the VIPL. Second game in a row that he has done a lot of things for his team. We're just going to take a look at him right now, in fact.
Good timing. Well, there you go. It looks like fight may break out here soon. Flare goes down, though, and spots all of Infamous, so play a bit back here. WEV will.
Yeah, giving up everything, just trying to push forward. They do have a 1 turret advantage at the moment, so better control over the lane, and back out immediately with the help of that Warhorn, not giving a chance to get caught out by the Glaive or the Catherine.
You can tell after that last ace, WEV must have said something on the comms like, we're never fighting unless it's on our terms. Don't let Catherine get near us. Do not get near Glaive. He's going to afterburn onto you and do a ton of damage now. And notice since that, well, hold that thought.
Liege going to get caught out. There's Core Collapse only going to hit 2. Cassandra already in the back line onto Mango, but Liege might turn this around and gets the first kill onto Glaive. Now POA the target. Mamma Mia is still skirting around the edge of the fight. How much damage can be done? They're going to get out of range of the forward barrage as they turn onto POA. Mamma Mia escapes, but they thought they had the catch that time onto Liege, but a fast use of the Aegis turns it.
Yeah, very, very nicely done. Mamma Mia is not done with this yet. We've seen 1v3 Sky plays before.
I don't think we're going to see it this time,
well,
Valdez.
Unfortunately, all he's really going to do here is delay a bit, but that's going to give an ace to WEV, and they're just going to go away from this Kraken. They want turrets here.
Yeah, they want these turrets first and foremost. They have the ace buff on the minion waves. They can push up, get the minion mine now, get both of them rolling, and see how much damage they can inflict. Remember, Mamma Mia is down for another 35 seconds.
And we're already 23 minutes almost into this game, so really long death timers. They're going to take out at least one turret, going for another. Cassandra is up, but I'm not sure if he can 1v2 here.
No, they need the Sky right now, because otherwise Cassandra's just going to get kited like this, trying to get onto him, but not quite enough. So POA is alive. They're going to use the Warhorn to come in, but they just want the turrets. But they're going to try and kill Leash, burst him down. Crucible is down. Leash is going to get bounced over to the side. They're going to go for turrets right now. They just want the win. 4 seconds on Mamma Mia. How much damage can they do? Looks like it's just going to be too much as this Vein Crystal is going down. Solar Storm across the Crystal. 1 down, however. Mamma Mia is here. Can they save this game? No! In the end, a barely taken win there from WEV as they all in.